last episode, the characters started off by tracking the dancing grung through the swamps. Now, with Pip's aid, they noticed that they weren't returning back to her original encampment, but were going somewhere completely different, to a forbidden land. When they got close enough, they saw the spire of a church protruding out of the bog. It was about that time that Aya decided to summon her steed, which she described as being a celestial crocodile, which turned out to be somewhat fiendish hell crocodile with burning coals for eyes and cracks in its scales where it's like a dull orange glow emanated from within. Anyway, mounting that crocodile, dove straight into the church and was followed by everybody else to varying degrees of aptitude. When they got down into the church itself, there was a bunch of worshippers worshipping an altar of a veiled man and 3 grung guards. Muic, enraged by her loss, killed 2 of them and created a magical sphere of darkness. And that's where we return to our story now. So that's over with. Let's roll over and die.
Thanks! I don't want that Skittle.
Alice, why did you have
Not
to
for you.
point that out?
She was like very direct.
To know.
I did just do that.
It's a very different story.
Josh just laughed in a way that he spat all of it out.
Outer core, which is
He's
basically
rubbing your nipple.
energy.
What just happened?
You looked over as I did this, so I just didn't
He's rubbing his nipples.
I just did.
It's him.
He's
You
the
looked over
daddy.
as I did this.
He is the source of all of this, whether it's the leather daddy or the necrophilia.
You are the instrument.
John, sorry, on the
You are the
multiple
maker of
spring. Yeah, we're good to go.
I am
Cool,
you
thanks.
and
You are the betrayer.
Oh, you and the betrayer.
I am you and the
Veiled man.
leather daddy.
Oh, the leather. You have to go through your notes for that.
Leather
That's
daddy.
what this next episode is called.
Leather daddy.
I might very well title it the leather daddy.
The leather daddy.
Not for you.
Anyway, let's jump. Let's jump right into the action, as it were. Mike.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there is still a persistent sphere of magical darkness in the middle of this church hall.
Yes.
The worshippers still worshipping. Grung still being eaten. There's still live one making its way to the door. What do you
Leather
do?
daddy still swinging.
Not that any of you have seen that.
I have.
How far away is the one? Actually, scratch that. Let's have a bit of a brainstorm, guys.
Okay.
Oh no, we're in initiative.
We're in initiative, yeah.
We don't
And
have
it's
time
your-
for break.
it's your
We don't have
So
time
you
for
go
that.
a 6-second brainstorm. Go.
You also have meteorites flying
Okay.
around your head.
Still got 4, I believe.
I like it. With the people in a trance, are they all facing the altar?
Correct.
So we can't see anything. What are they praying to that's not them?
The old
You know,
If you want to try and investigate, you can do an insight check.
I don't want to waste that move.
I'm already on my
I'd
way
rather
to the altar. So.
They do seem to be under some sort of spell.
Oh, don't attack. What have they done to you?
Yeah.
I mean,
They killed
don't
her dog.
attack.
Attack
What have they
them.
done to you?
You ate them.
No, they were already dead.
eat them.
I didn't attack any one of them. I just knocked one of them unconscious.
And fed it to
Mike
her
crushed them with
crocodile.
meteorite.
No, not that one. The dead one.
To be honest, I appreciate that more than eating it because
You
killing
appreciate
someone.
killing it.
Yes,
and eating
killing
it.
someone
I
that means
saved
you
her.
harm. I get that.
Mhm.
Eating a dead person.
I'm never going to apologise for feeding my own crocodile.
Did the crocodile fall asleep?
No, because its skin was so heavily charred and no longer was able to secrete the toxin that makes you fall asleep.
I'm gonna.
However, those
What?
blue ones
What?
I think
Don't.
make you fall
Don't.
asleep.
The blue ones don't make you fall
You're
asleep.
gonna do it?
So,
Okay.
Mike, the remaining grung is actually unconscious at the feet of Aya Samar. It is no longer, quote unquote, a threat.
Ignoring that
Okay.
for a second.
Sure.
Pop its head.
You're the only one that's noticed Marielle as well.
What is everyone?
Told you that I have a very dark thought, and I don't know if I want to
Yes.
explore that or not.
So I think you really should just do what your character would do, regardless of your misgivings as the player.
Wise words.
I don't know if I should.
Be your character.
What would your character do? Always think about
I
that.
don't know. Are
Very
you
young
asking me like
character.
rhetorically or?
WWMD. What would Mike do?
Mike would action this.
Go for it.
I'll do something else first,
Okay.
and then if all goes well, i.e. killing everyone,
Okay.
I might do it.
So currently there's 2 dead grung,
Yep.
which have been fried with your meteorites,
Yep.
and 1 unconscious grung, and there's no other enemies. There's just
That we
worshippers
can
left
see.
that you can see.
Can you describe the altar to me, please?
The altar actually has nothing on it.
Okay.
It's just a focus for, it's like a plinth where someone can go up and give a sermon, give a speech, that kind of thing. There's nothing on it. There is multiple effigies of the veiled man in this room, but there's not one central specific thing that they are worshipping. They're just chanting.
And they're all facing the same way.
What are they chanting?
It's kind of like a
Nice,
low murmur, mumble.
It's not like
On
a
your
wish.
turn, you could go down and try and try and make out what they're saying. Or Mike could on her turn.
Sorry, I
If you wish
didn't
to.
interrupt you.
That's fine. I can't hear people talking anyway. How many people are there?
20.
Anywhere between like 15 to 20-ish.
Remember, they're innocent.
That's not. Phantom was innocent, and Phantom died.
Phantom was innocent.
I'm gonna cause.
Phantom.
I'm gonna cast Chaos Bolt.
Okay. At what?
At what?
Don't remember Mariel's in there or whatever her name is.
You don't
Marielle.
know
No, you don't know Mariel.
But you do.
You know that.
Yeah, Mike knows.
Exclusively.
that. I know.
Yeah.
This
So what would you
goes
like to
along with-
cast
this
Chaos
goes
Bolt?
along with one of my dark thoughts.
What would you like to cast Chaos Bolt at?
How close are they to the altar?
They're like in different rows, so they vary anywhere between about 10 feet away to about 30 feet away.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Chaos Bolt
Mhm.
towards the altar.
Okay.
Because I want to get rid of that.
Yep.
But also as a bonus action,
Write that down.
Just a
drop a meteorite into
Skills.
the crowd.
mix.
Mike.
Okay, roll to hit first of all.
2d8.
No, roll to hit the Chaos Bolt.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah. It's an altar, it's not moving anywhere. It's just
11.
11, that's enough to hit it. Roll the damage. So the first d8 will determine what type of damage it does. What do you get? 3? What type of damage is that?
2d8. What am I doing? What?
So the Chaos Bolt does
What?
certain types of damage, and rolling a d8 will tell you what type of damage it
Fire.
does. So it does fire, and roll another d8. So you've done 3 already.
4.
So you do 7 points of fire damage to the altar. As you throw this Chaos Bolt out, it hits the altar, which is partially made of wood, and it just bursts into flames, like casting this yellowy red light across the church. And it just goes up in flames. And it's still this chanting, still these people praying,
So it doesn't affect the
bowing up and
chanting.
down. No, it
Okay.
doesn't seem to affect them.
Also, in my rage, I sort of
Loose-
bowl /
loose.
drop in a meteorite into the crowd.
And
Into the
randomly
into
into
the
the
crowd of
crowd,
crowd.
civilians.
or specifically anywhere in particular.
Anyway.
You're sick.
The civilians who have been brought here against
She
their
lost
will.
her dog.
Dude.
You had your dog for like an hour.
So I rolled
That doesn't make a difference.
I rolled a 20.
You're killing 20.
I rolled a 20 on a d20.
That means nothing.
So when you're
As in
getting
nothing
to-
happens.
Exactly.
That means nothing happens.
it means that at the very last second, as you're nonchalantly casting this meteorite away, you redirect it into the wall. And it explodes harmlessly just outside, singeing some of the worshippers as they are praying, but not killing or harming anyone.
Good for them.
Parter, we are technically out of initiative right now. If you wish to end the initiative, if no one else, because the grung is asleep, well, unconscious,
Do not
brained.
take me
But
out.
they're still praying.
They are still praying.
You shouldn't have written it down.
Whoa! Wow. What would you like to do with your turn, Parter?
This is
I
my
think we're
mind.
just
This is
underlined.
Get out of my head. Get out of my head, Mike.
If you
Stick
kill
to the
me,
plan.
you will never know that she's in the crowd.
Also, that's the wrong episode number.
Don't copy me because I've got it wrong.
That's not.
We know
Is
that
that
they're
a-
innocent people.
Well,
though.
yeah,
Huh?
I know.
We know
what
that
it
they're
Oh,
innocent
okay.
people.
No, fair enough.
That you're
Main story.
meteoriting.
I'm
Yeah.
also innocent. He's killed more than I have.
That's true. I'm not.
I've not killed anyone.
That's not true.
You
No.
tried.
That's not true.
Categorically.
Don't
That's categorically on film. That's not true.
What would you like to do? Apart from kill me.
I'm. How far is she from me?
So Mike's in the middle. You went off to the left-hand side. She's probably about 15 feet away from you.
So I can walk towards her.
You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. But you
I'm not here.
Seeing that she is completely
deranged.
opposite of me.
Yeah.
Quite clearly in a fit of rage and going to do damage.
I speak with animals.
We swerved it just then, but I'm going to run up to her. She'd be like, Mike, what's gone on to you? And I'm going to touch her as she does that.
Yeah.
Kind of shake her a little bit.
Mhm.
And cast Feign Death on her
Okay.
to knock her out.
Words.
Your third level necromancy spell.
How do we get into these situations?
You touch a willing creature and put it into
I'm
cataplastic
not
state.
willing.
Then it has no effect.
Does she know that I
Forcibly
tried to cast
put
it?
ourselves into these
You wasted your
situations.
move, buddy.
Because you have to do a verbal, somatic, and material.
You're like, die.
Die, Mike! Die, Mike!
No.
And she does not willingly die for you.
Can I just?
What is the point in that spell?
Who would willingly die?
Can I do?
It's feign. You feign death.
Oh, okay.
Pretend-
Yeah. But you have to be willing to feign
Try
death.
to
Right.
spoon her, like we did
I've
with
really got to learn
Arno.
my new spells.
Yes.
I really
It is literally the fourth word.
Reaction.
Well, we're out of initiative, so I'm doing that, shaking her, shouting that in her face, and I'm like, die, don't die, Mike!
Can I
Don't-
do? Can
don't
I react?
die.
Can I react to this?
Yeah, we're out of initiative now.
Don't kill Pater.
Oh my.
No, don't.
As a reaction,
Yeah.
is he a humanoid?
Yes.
I'm gonna change into him.
Okay.
Oh.
She grows to nearly your 7'4" height. I don't think you can quite get to it.
Oh,
But you can do like a slightly shorter version of him.
Is there any way that I can still have my sort of?
Yeah.
smile?
You can look like anything you want to.
So die,
her,
Mike!
her face turns.
Potter, die!
So
we just scream at each other?
Similar looking parters screaming at each other in
But the,
one with
What?
like a rictus grin, slightly shorter.
A what?
But they're both a rictus grin, which is like a grin that's like
Cheshire Cat.
Yeah.
Brigham, yeah.
Can we then, as we're just chanting that at each other and looking in each other's eyes, just end up just laughing?
No.
One of them starts laughing, the other one does not.
That sounds more like Mike.
It's not me.
I don't know why. Mike.
I'm gonna change back into Mike
Mhm.
slowly and whisper in his ear, "Death is coming," while smiling, going.
There we go.
I'm back away. I'm just backing away.
Okay.
You're okay. You're away. You're safe.
I wouldn't say I'm safe, but I'm backing away.
I'm
you're-
very annoyed about this.
You're
Mike.
still left in a chamber full of like 12 people worshipping this altar, even though it's on fire.
Why is it on fire?
I said
Oh,
they
because
were
the
on
meat.
fire.
Mike set it on fire. No, not because of the meteorite, though.
I
Chaos
thought
bolt.
they were.
Oh.
That was might have been
Okay.
something that was.
Trigger them.
Yeah.
We need to know that you're not going to attack civilians again.
Mike doesn't answer you.
I understand that Mike is a flight risk, and I hop over and I just touch.
Roll to hit. I think Mike's probably in a state where she doesn't want to be touched right now.
Do all of us realise what's happened with her?
Do you?
We haven't actually.
Well,
I haven't seen it. I don't know.
Why
what's
do you
happened.
think I've gone crazy?
Why are you angry, Mike?
we don't know about you. Well, Pip might, because Pip was there and
Pip's the only one.
Yeah. As I attempt to touch her, I say,
Tempted to die.
I'm sorry about Phantom, but you need to calm down. You're gonna hurt innocent people.
Actually, rather than that, it's it'll probably be a grapple check actually, more than a roll to hit. So
Grapple
what did you
check?
get on your d20?
A 13.
13. And what's your athletics?
My athletics is in the top bit or in the
Be on your
Longer.
skill list.
+2.
So 15. Mike, do you want to roll a d20? and add it to either your athletics or acrobatics, whichever's higher.
11.
Plus.
That's it.
So you grab onto Mike, onto her face. Roll
You
a
need to
Constitution saving throw, Mike.
16.
Nothing happens.
But
she grabs your face and like you need to
You
calm
need
down.
to calm down. I understand you're upset,
She cups
but
your face.
these are innocent people.
Why are you angry?
What happened in the tunnel?
You're not talking.
I'm just laughing. I'm not doing anything, I'm just laughing.
Can I check? Are they all still praying while the thing's on fire?
It looks quite
Can I go? Can I
metal
go
right now.
poke one of the worshippers?
And it's just, when you poke one of the worshippers, it kind of half falls over to one side because it's on his knees, and then it pulls itself back up again and carries on worshipping.
Okay, so out
Ooh,
of
this
out
is
of
weird.
character, I know that Silverbrook
Hmm?
is here.
Oh, Marielle.
Marielle.
You don't know that.
So-
Only
Out,
Annie.
out of character.
Yeah.
I know.
Out of character, you know that.
So, knowing that they can get shoved over and they're still worshiping,
Mhm.
can I investigate this room?
What would you like to investigate specifically?
What they're worshiping?
Yeah, roll an investigation check.
13.
Seems that they have less of a focus on a physical object, but rather they are communally praying to something, and they seem to be worshipping
My sex god.
your sex god.
Are they praying like that?
Q1.
Yeah, are they praying to
No,
that?
they still don't seem to have noticed what's going up in the rafters, but they are communally praying together.
Okay.
Could I?
But their focus isn't on an object.
I'm sorry. Could I use divine sense to see if there's anything celestial, fiend, undead?
Yes, you can. Yeah. What's the range of that?
60 feet.
You get a. Yeah, you definitely get a ping.
Is there like a? How does it?
Like, you know where those two doors are at the
Yeah.
back of there? Beyond that.
Okay.
Okay. Carry on.
Do I know which one it is, or is it just there's either a celestial fiend or undead?
You have to double check something because I forgot you could do that. Bear with me.
I can read
why
out
don't
what
you
it says
vamp?
if you want.
Yeah, if you could read that as well.
It
that'd be
says,
great.
as an action, you can detect good and evil until the end of your next turn. You can sense anything affected by the Hallow spell or know the location of any celestial fiend undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover.
Right.
You can use this 6 times for long rest.
So, you get the. You know that the worshippers are being subjected to the willpower of a fiend, and you get the. There's not the presence of an individual that is fiendish,
Other than my
But you-
crocodile.
other than your crocodile. Yeah, your crocodile actually does ping. It's like, that's a fiend.
Aggressively.
That's a massive,
Yes,
giant,
I'm talking about
18-foot
crocodile.
fiend. And then there is like, what would be like kind of the essence of, or a trail of, a fiend from behind those doors.
Okay.
But there's not an individual, other than your crocodile, as you can see, it pings as an actual fiend. But there's fiendish
Okay.
influences throughout here.
I think there's something very evil here, in addition to
Good spot.
Costas. That way.
That way?
That way.
Which way?
Points to the doors.
That way.
To the door.
To the doors.
Yeah.
No, no.
To
Both
the
doors?
doors!
Yeah, I can't tell which
Yeah.
one. It's just
And
one.
it also pings, this fiendish influence also pings the tunnels that you went through as well. So you feel that the whole thing's connected.
Right. Very dark.
Purify it and we'll be alright.
I can't purify it as an action, but you can look
You
for
shouldn't
it.
just purify the doors either, right?
Go find it.
Let's go find it.
So you all as a group,
Hang on, how about the fire getting?
it's pretty much just burned itself out.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very localised.
But they're still worshipping.
Wonder
Do
water.
we
it'll
do
burn
anything with the
itself
swinging sex god, or
I think
out.
it's
No,
fine.
we're
is
leaving
he-
him there.
Okay.
He's our backup plan.
Again, unless Chad's mentioned it, no one else knows he's up there.
Right.
He's
We
just
all
swinging
missed that.
around by
Just leave him there
himself,
forever.
just up in the sky.
Minor illusion is completely silent as well, so there's no
Nice.
sound to it. Unless you just happen to do that, you wouldn't see him.
Interesting. thing.
If I
He's
behave,
waving.
if I behave myself when we leave this room, is everyone gonna be okay in it?
Yeah, you don't think that they're in any danger.
Okay.
You mean if you don't kill anyone,
If I
will
behave,
anyone
if I
else?
behave myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't say
Yeah.
that.
But yeah, our character, yeah, you don't think the civilians here are in any danger, immediate
Okay.
danger. Like the fire's not gonna spread. There's nothing here to kill them. I mean, other than like if you left them here for 3-4 days without water, you don't know if they would actually take breaks themselves of their own volition, or if they would just pray themselves to death. You're not sure.
I wonder why the grungs were even guarding them if they're just zombies now.
Well, they must be getting something out of the slaves.
Don't say it.
Yeah,
They do
yeah.
worship his
Moving on.
sex god.
So
You
I don't like this
Hannah.
anymore. I'm gonna meteorite them all.
you open up the closest door to you, I assume, of the left or out
Yep,
the road.
the closest fiendish door.
Yeah.
Can I need some spell slots.
I
By the
can't help
way,
you.
Parter, your pipes are still brightly glowing with a radiant glow.
Yeah, but then
FYI. And Mike, I assume you still have your torch lit?
And my
Do
meteorite.
you want me to put it out?
Yes.
no,
Okay.
no. I can still play them in the dark.
That's fine.
Okay.
It's my torch. It's my torch.
Well, it's not the dark because your panpipes are glowing.
Oh right.
That's what I mean. Do you want me to
Yeah,
put
that's
them
what I'm saying. Don't put them out.
out? Okay.
So you're providing the main source of light, and Mike has got a secondary torch that's going on as well, so you can all see.
Yeah. Yeah.
As you open the door, there is a stone-carved stairway leading down. Again, it's quite awkward to navigate. It's covered in algae, and it's still at a slant as well, but it does spiral down. Do you think that whatever's fiendishly emanating is from below?
Okay.
As you carefully pick your way down the stairs, you get deposited into the undercroft, the catacombs of this church. It is a near labyrinth of sarcophagi and mausoleums down here, but you do see light coming from the opposite end of the catacombs, behind a stone door that's slightly ajar. You also hear slight murmurings coming from behind the door as well as you approach.
And that's where the
Are they
fiendish things are.
Grung memories?
They seem to have that croak to them,
Damn it.
but it is croaking in common rather than grung.
Okay, so we can understand them.
What's it saying? Pip?
You have to get a lot closer to figure out what it is saying.
I will sneak forward and listen at the door.
Just yourself?
Mhm.
Roll a stealth check.
18 plus 8.
Cool. I don't think. Well, it'd be passive perception. So you carefully pad your way over to there and look into the doorway, and you can see that this is one of the larger mausoleums, and in it there is everything's been cleared out apart from the sarcophagi that was in here has been pushed to the back, and on top of that there is a stone effigy of the veiled man, and on his knees in front of it, worshipping it and talking to it, is this golden skinned grung wearing this completely midnight black leather armor.
Do I understand what? Because I'm like red, which means like scholar priest. What does gold mean?
Gold is like a leader caste.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, usually the ones that take the
And
leadership
there's only
roles.
one in there.
Yes.
Is he making any movements or noise?
He's talking and seems to be breathing and animated.
Can I understand what he's saying?
He seems to be talking to something called Ewan.
You. Yeah.
Is he
Uh,
making any sexy movements while he does it?
Oh, he's on his knees and he's in front of the veiled man.
Oh,
So I don't know. I'm just saying.
sexy.
But I can't make out. It's just like general like chatter.
Yeah, he seems to be in converse. Like he'll have one side of the conversation and then pause and wait for a response. No response comes to your ears and then carries on the conversation.
Okay.
He's on his knees.
He's talking about the new worshippers that he's got. There's a little. If you wait long enough, he'll start talking about the orc camp as well.
What was he saying about the outcome?
Yeah. What's he saying about the
Sorry.
It went really well.
You hear?
It
They
went
got
really
new.
well.
He's got new worshippers for Kuon.
Okay. Okay, so the slaves are for worship, basically.
Yeah, hanging around
Um,
here long enough, it seems to infer that he has brought these slaves here to worship this veiled man.
Blatantly, the more worshippers he gets, the stronger he gets.
Now that Chad has cast the sex god upstairs, can he recast the sex god downstairs?
Yeah, you've got
Yeah.
minor illusion, so I think that's just a cantrip, isn't it?
I sure can.
Okay. I'm gonna...
I sure can trip.
Don't make that joke.
Ew.
I did. It's
It's
too
like
late.
that. I'm gonna come back to the group.
Yeah, it lasts for 1 minute, so it's probably already gone now
Oh.
as well upstairs.
Oh,
I bet you was
FYI.
that.
Well, he disappeared while
Hang
he
on.
was mid-swing.
Yeah.
Into the wall.
And away.
1 minute.
I'm gonna walk back to
Don't-
everyone else.
don't.
Don't.
Shut it down. Like you shut me down.
I'm gonna tell Chad to
I'm right here.
come forward and cast.
I'm over here.
I'm gonna tell Chad
Tell me.
to come forward and cast minor illusion in front of this gold grung. Bring the sex god with you. But while we do it, I'm gonna cast pass
sex.
without trace.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Could get weird.
I'm gonna cast pass without trace on all of us.
Yeah. Okay.
So that when me and Chad go in,
Yeah.
he doesn't notice us.
So how many creatures is Pass Without Trace?
I know, but for some reason, actually, like on the effect, it just says buff.
That's
It is a buff.
Uh,
They should say in the description how many.
A veil of shadow and silence radiates from you, masking you and your companions from detection.
I believe it's 5 creatures.
It doesn't say. For the duration, each creature you choose within 30 feet of you has a +10 bonus of dexterity and can't be tracked except by magical means. A creature that receives this bonus leaves behind no tracks or other traces of this passage.
30 feet of you, including you. So yeah, anything within 30 feet, so you can do
just all of
everybody.
us.
Plus
Including
10
all our
dexterity
creatures.
stealth check. Can't be tracked except for magical means.
So all of you can pass without trace, and then me and Chad will go into the room,
Mhm.
and he knows too now.
Yeah.
He knows
I
the
know
plan.
now.
Nice one.
So you step into the room
Yeah.
with.
Yeah, with Pip. We sneaky.
What are you going to do, Chad? Describe what you do.
Right.
I'm going to.
Whatever he does is on you.
Yeah, this
I
is
realise
your
that now.
fault.
Fortunately, minor illusion does not have a verbal component to it, so all you need
Sure
is
doesn't.
do some hand movements
So I don't
and,
need to use
and
my...
throw a bit of fleece,
What?
and that's it. That's the material component for the spell. Is a bit of
I
fleece.
throw fleece.
Yeah.
What would the plan be
Okay.
if you were?
What-
What are you
what-
saying in your head?
So in my head, I have a... What's that there in the corner? Use your eyes and your ears. Is it a ghost or something more? Oh no, wait. It's just a ghost.
Did any of that rhyme?
I think most in ghost rhymed.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh wait, no, I rhymed ghost with ghost.
Yeah.
So that's the perfect rhyme, really.
Is it a
Perfect rhyme.
ghost or something more? Oh no, wait. It's just a ghost.
Is it a ghost? No, it's a
Or
ghost.
something more.
You
It's a
rhymed it
ghost.
with more.
The first time. Anyways. So it's Master of
I think it's a
Illusion over
perfect
here.
Chad.
It's a
Verbal
ghost.
cover.
It's a ghost.
Is it a ghost? Nope, it's just a ghost. So in the corner. Through the wall comes a leathered,
Is he on a swing?
yeah, on a swing with a veil. He's
May or may
Why?
not have a gimp mask behind the veil.
he's got
We don't
chaps,
know.
We got
but
confirmed.
they're assless. There's assless chapped ghost that swings through the wall
Yeah.
with a veil on.
Okay.
What else was he the god of? Duplicity.
Yeah.
So there's two of them.
So
Can I
FYI,
do
you've only got a 5-foot cube in which you can cast this.
So
You
they
can
come
move
from the
within it.
angle, from the sides.
Yeah.
You're getting very ambitious with this.
Yeah.
No, I might have bit off more than I could.
Okay.
Uh,
So from nowhere, like they come in
no, like
and then swing within a
from the
5-foot
wall.
area.
He
Yeah.
just
It's like the
slides
Swings out,
in.
yeah.
There's not two.
Okay.
I forget the
Rescind that.
duplicity side.
Okay.
Yeah. So he just swings in through the wall.
Swings back
Where
out.
is essentially, where is
That's the
he?
only option.
How big is the room?
So the mausoleum itself is about 15 feet wide and about 30 feet long. And he is in an alcove at the back.
Praying to a statue.
Praying to a statue.
His sex
The statue itself, is there like a ceiling?
It's roughly life size.
Yeah,
And
I
there
know,
is a
but
ceiling
so
here.
The alcove, does it?
It's about 8 feet tall, the roof.
So there could be a room for a sexy.
Yeah. If someone's
He
sitting on a
swings
swing,
out of
and he
the-
can
He
swing.
swings in and out.
Yeah.
Does he make noise?
No, you can either choose a sound or an image.
So he's looking directly at
Okay,
this golden grung as
Yeah.
he swings in and out of visibility
sure.
of the alcove
Okay.
in his assless chaps.
Yeah. Yep.
That's the thing.
That's canon
Sure.
now.
Yep. It's a good thing you brought me.
Yeah, I regret it.
Okay, I don't really know what I've got to roll
What
for this.
Roll for chaps.
Roll a sensuality check.
I mean, you've passed. You can't possibly notice when you're stealthed in. You don't need to do a verbal. You've
Oh,
just
I
cast
could-
this like.
Oh
Yeah,
wait,
okay,
wait! Can I
totally.
cast something else simultaneously, or is that too? We're not in
You
initiative.
can do one. No, you're not initiative. You can do one minor illusion.
And then
and
can I
then
also at will
straight after
cast a
that.
message?
Yes. It's like 6 seconds later, you could. Yes.
Do you know his name?
Ewan.
Do I know his name?
The grung's
You
name.
are. You've never seen this particular grung before.
You
No.
don't know his name.
Just invent a nickname.
Call him Sir.
No, not his name. It's me,
I'm a bee.
Ewan.
It's a me.
It's a me, but
I like how you've like mimicked the Doppler effect as he's
yeah,
going
no,
in and
that's
out.
just it. I have to.
Yeah.
So I at will cast message.
Yep.
Look at me. It's Ewan. You're a sexy god. We
Let
what
the
do we
people
want?
upstairs go and.
We don't need him to like notice us, right?
No, we need him to not notice us.
Notice me.
I've changed my mind.
Look at the.
Senpai, notice me.
I don't want slaves.
Worship him.
Just.
Worship me.
There's two things I need to ask you now. First one is, do you have a rhyme for message?
I sure do.
Oh. So we're gonna sneak in, and then he's just gonna hear you saying a poem.
Oh yeah.
Here's
Are we
my
literally
message.
just watching him do this, going?
Yes.
Oh wait.
Are we?
Does he hear the mess? Does he hear my rhyme?
Yes, he does.
So we got no idea that you cast this upstairs. Do we?
Whisper the rhyme.
Whisper.
Whisper like your life
Whisper
depends
very
on it.
quietly.
Here's a little secret, and it's just for you. Pay attention now. I don't have two. Is it good or is it bad? Whatever the news, it's from Chad.
Also very revealing about where this message came from.
Hi, it's Jack.
Well, normally I thought that would make sense if I was giving the message to my friends, not this golden evil frog.
But okay, I need you to roll an Arcana check.
That's a good thing
I know.
I'm good at athletics.
Arcana.
Ooh, natural 20.
Wow.
Damn. So what's your total Arcana?
23.
23. Okay. I'll give him advantage.
You
on
picked the right friend for this one.
I regret every
What?
choice I've made.
I don't.
this.
I'm having the time of my life.
Okay.
Casting
He
sex
doesn't
based.
seem to hear. He's far too involved in the message from his god.
Trying to piece that together.
He stands
He's
up.
real?
He stands up very abruptly and like stumbles back a couple of paces and just watches this swinging motion, confused, his hands outstretched as he watches the swing go back and forth. And you can make this swing last for 1 minute. It's up to you. He seems to be completely enthralled with this display.
Swing's still going.
Any more messages for him?
That was it. His god told him to
Yeah, let the
let
slaves
the
go.
slaves go. We can sneak up on him.
Okay.
If
So-
that was
Why
your
would we
plan.
sneak up on him?
I don't know.
If you've told them.
I also have minor illusion, so if it doesn't last a minute, I can also carry it on.
Okay.
If
We
you
can
need,
keep
if
this
you
going.
need, if you need.
Okay.
So after about 30 seconds, he
We can.
puts his hand to his chin and scratches it.
Okay, have we been? Can we be
And he
sneaking up
turns
this
around.
way? Oh, we should have been sneaking up.
And walks out of the mausoleum
Oh, he's
Past
gonna
us?
go let the.
past you
Oh.
You're all hidden.
and out because you got
Very
past
good.
without chase. So
Oh.
you've already done your stealth checks. And he goes through the undercroft, past you all, and towards the stairs to go up into the main church itself.
Let
What
him
would you like
go.
to do?
Can I go up to the statue and just see if there's anything weird about it?
Mm-hmm.
It's very into.
I mean, other than that, it's of a thing that you've not seen before. Why didn't you? Yeah. As you walk up, they're covered at the back. There is just, and what was obscured by the veiled statue, behind it there is a mural drawn onto the wall, but also all over the front of this, like all over the sarcophagi and behind it and around it, there are scraps of parchment, there are scraps of cloth, and even rocks that got like chalk messages written onto them. It's just like ramblings scrawled onto them.
Can I pick up?
Yeah, you look at one, you're just like, this makes no sense. You pick up another one that's got like a bit of information. It's just, it looks like...
Can I read it, but it just doesn't make sense? Like, I can understand what it says.
You can see what it says, but it's just like
It's just
a
ramblings.
short sentence. But
Only
like you pick another one, some of it makes sense. You're like, okay, and you start looking through some of them.
And the mural behind it, is that just words? Or?
So the mural behind it, on the rear wall, there is a mural of a giant 5-headed dragon that has been created. One head has been drawn in soot. One head is being drawn in dried blood. One in green swamp moss. One has been etched in white chalk, and the other one's been made out of scraps of blue fabric.
So, soot, dried mud,
Blood,
blood,
swamp moss, green swamp moss,
swamp.
white chalk, and blue fabric.
Could I look in if that any of that imagery is familiar to me?
It's
not.
Roll a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
Sorry, white chalk, blue fabric, green moss, red blood,
So,
Blood,
yeah,
swamp
black
moss.
soot,
black soot. That's all. I
red
need. Thank you.
dried blood,
Yep, got it.
green swamp moss, white chalk, blue
Thank
fabric.
you.
What do you get for your Constitution saving throw?
10.
So, in a similar fashion to what happened in the manor house back in Peatsland, you kind of stumble and fall, and you get this vision.
How's a mushroom?
Again.
Is it Zugdamoy?
It is not. It is of a hellscape wreathed in flame, and you quickly zoom through this hellscape land into a giant cave full of platinum, gold, silver, jewels, and sitting atop of this giant treasure trove is this huge dragon with 5 coloured heads: black, white, blue, green, red. And as you get close, its heads snap towards you
Ooh.
and meet your gaze, and then you get snapped out of the trance again.
Shit. How big was the dragon?
It was,
Monstrous.
you're looking at like hundreds of feet.
Did
tall.
the heads look like, were they just different colours, or did they look like the attributes that they've drawn on? Like the
So
mossy
they're
one?
all different colours,
Yeah.
and they all have their own personality and their own look as well. Not one looks like, they're not just like 5 different coloured heads. They've got their own attributes to them.
Do you remember its name or anything about it? Do I know where it came? This vision came from?
No,
Okay.
you don't get any sound. You just get this overwhelming feeling and the vision
What's the feeling?
of like very much in the same way that Zugdamoy. It's just this oppressive dread, and that you feel like you've been. It's not wise to let this creature out.
Okay.
That it's imprisoned in here for a reason. And it's been satiated by its treasures, but it hungers for more.
I recognise that.
I missed all of that apart from that.
Wait, are we?
Dragon
have we all
equals
seen that?
really
No.
bad.
No, it was just her
We
that
didn't
saw
get
that. Yeah, it was just you that
It's just
saw
me
that.
that saw it.
Yeah.
But-
Triggers another memory in you.
Dragon equals really bad.
Well, yeah, duh.
Exactly.
Crocodile
As you search
equals
around,
asshole.
you
No.
find some things that do make sense.
Interesting.
Whoa. What you got there?
You got the secret notes.
None of your business. Shall I read them out? They're all quite long.
You could give one to each person if you want to.
Well, we're not going
Yeah.
to sit here in silence, are we?
Can I do something really quickly?
Yeah.
While they do that?
Magically down.
Can I use expeditious
Retreat. Yeah.
To go back upstairs?
Yes.
Because even though I'm still fuming and I don't want to talk to anyone, I want to go grab Mario.
Ariel, yeah.
Because I don't know what that golden grung's going to do, because his sex god said that he no longer wants slaves.
Yes.
I don't know how he can take that. He might go upstairs and kill them.
That's true, actually.
So I would rather just grab her.
Roll your stealth check again, and
Um,
also add your +10
yeah.
to it from past objects. So normal
So
stealth
it's-
check, then add 10
Okay, good. 19.
plus
Done it.
in total.
Yeah.
Okay. You managed to turn and run out
Yep.
at an incredible pace, keeping up with this gold grung as it gets to the top. And it looks about, doesn't really know, and sees this black sphere of darkness that you created, and an unconscious grung, and the smell of burnt grung,
Yep.
and the altar's just still smouldering. There's a hole in the wall from your meteorite. And immediately he draws two of these blackened short swords and starts stalking around looking for the cause of this.
Okay. I go towards her.
You manage to get up to her. She's still like completely zoned out, but you're right next to her and she's praying still.
Can I slightly knock her out?
Yeah.
If I try and like charm her or use friends, I don't think it will have any effect. So
It's really super easy. She's basically like an object, so you can just knock her on the back of the head.
Yeah.
She's got very low amount of hit points. You can knock her out. So yeah, ponk.
is she heavy to carry?
She's probably about the same size as you. She's elven. She's quite sort of waif like. What's your strength?
Not much.
-8?
Minus
Oh,
one.
-1, 8.
-1.
You could drag her, but it's going to be very obvious that you're dragging someone. She's unconscious though.
Just in case he gets angry. I know what to do.
Maybe just stay with her and like protect her.
Did we see Mike leave?
Roll a perception
I
check.
went with my expedition
Yeah.
retreat.
Can I?
Should we all roll to see if
Yeah.
we...
Can I roll one too?
Yeah, but
Oh,
for
two.
all you
Anyone can roll
know,
them.
I've just run out.
2.
What
In
are we doing?
fact,
14.
Perception.
14. You don't see. You don't see. Yeah, perception check.
15.
Don't see.
Sorry.
Super stealthy.
Perception 8 + 7.
No, no one sees Mike leave.
you're on your own.
She's gone.
Sorry.
Okay, I'm going to cover her with a...
Tarp.
I'm going to throw... in true Botticelli style, I'm going to throw a blanket on her.
Throw a blanket on her.
Nice. So you cover her with a thick woolen blanket.
And then run back down.
Cool.
That's it.
In the meantime, what are you guys doing? What's up?
Should we read our notes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
You, my new children, will sustain me with your worship. I can survive, and in return I will grant you favours and make you, blurp, my adherent.
Bullet.
Blurp.
Blurp.
Bleh.
That's his name, I assume.
Yeah.
The gold one. Or her name.
Blurp.
What little what little followers I had left have all but abandoned me for this new trickster god, the 5-headed dragon that whispers to those in the west. Whispers.
West.
Oh.
The Dragonborn have also forsaken Khan. He is but a mere shell of his former self and is soon for death. I told you death is coming. Clinging on to existence only by the grace of the dwarves.
The worship of your tribe is not enough. Seek out and bring me new worshippers so I may be sustained. The Varicus scaled beast grows in power day by day. My power wanes as hers grows, and there are more disturbances in the west, and not just from her. Do not let the old gods die.
To receive my blessings, seal yourself in this sarcophagus. Do not attempt to leave until I bestow unto you a piece of my power. With this go forth and be my champion, though do not stray from my path, for the gifts I give unto thee can be easily taken. The road without me will then be long and cold. So I think I need to seal myself in the sarcophagus.
It sounds like he's asking the little gold one to do that.
Yeah.
What was the name
The
of the
gold one.
of it when you said the
Black.
name of one? No,
Okay.
sorry.
The Dragonborn have also forsaken Khan.
Is Khan the? Do you remember the blue?
The blue
the one that we
dragon.
fought was that who she was into?
He
No.
is a shell of his former self and is soon for death.
She was what?
The grace of the dwarves.
Oh.
But one of the
Sounded
names
like
of the
Shalephazon.
week, one of the names of the days
Shalephazon.
is Khan's Day.
Oh, so it is a.
And you remember
Khan
reading
Day
about
is
Khan.
a day
in
of
your book.
the
Week.
week.
Can I go
Yeah,
up
you're
to
right.
the sarcophagus and open it?
Yep.
And see if anyone's in there?
There, it's empty currently.
Hello.
I feel like I shouldn't seal myself in it.
Yeah, it's probably not a
Fine.
good idea.
I push her in and shut her in.
Do you?
Do I?
No, it's up to
you?
Do you?
You tell me.
No, I don't.
You think it?
No,
But
I
you'll know
think
it.
it. I think it deep down inside. Nobody else
The
knows
rest
about
of
it.
us push Potter in.
Okay. Do you?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
No, I don't.
Seems like bullying.
I'm gonna raise my hand and say, just Mario.
You're upstairs.
I've come back down.
Yeah,
Oh,
just
okay.
With her.
No.
She's now got a
You,
blanket on it.
you,
Yeah.
you literally know nothing.
She's got a blanket on her.
You didn't see me move. I'm gonna say Marielle.
It's foolproof.
And you point upwards.
Oh my god.
She's here.
Well, let's go get her.
What is wrong with your accent?
Yeah.
She's here. I don't
I don't know.
She's got a Potter accent.
It's really hot in
Yeah.
here. and It's
It's
making
really
me,
hot.
It's
Can
making
we,
me a little
can we
bit.
have the AC on, please?
Yes.
At 19.
19
Oh,
degrees
actually, it
then.
affects the microphone. That's why it's
Yeah,
turned
you
off.
can't have it on.
This doesn't affect the microphone.
That's really nice.
It's
It sounds
really
like
hot.
tuck.
I'm tired now.
I'm very warm.
Marielle's upstairs.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm up for going upstairs. I
I've
don't want
covered,
to be
I've
down
covered
here.
her in the blanket.
The fiend.
you
Miss.
tried to be subtle, and then you're like, okay, fine.
You get a strong emanation from the mural on the wall
The mural on the wall. And what was the mural? Just the dragon.
of the five-headed dragon.
Okay.
Oh, she's
But
upstairs
But
now.
nothing. Wait.
I'm sorry, I've got a really bad memory. Where did the black soot, the red blood, the green moss, the white chalk, and the blue fabric come from?
That
The
was
That's the
dragon's
mural
head.
of the dragon on the
Dragon's
wall.
head.
five-headed dragon.
And when in my vision, the dragon had different coloured heads. Each one had a different personality.
Okay.
And my fiend senses pointing to the.
Can we like
into the-
see if there's anything behind it?
We could, but it's very dangerous. So
Also, Josh thinks it relates
These
to
are all
us.
Different dragon.
no, I think
Sorry,
this is the
Black,
new
red,
badge
green, white,
talking
blue.
about.
But I can't work
No
out the
more?
blue.
Yeah, but I
Probably
feel
way
like
off.
So
the
red,
dragon could be talking about itself.
It could be.
white,
Human nature.
Green. black.
But this sounds like you.
I'm
Blue?
not
That
blue.
one does.
Howard?
Theirs
I'm
different.
more white.
Or-
But you've got like
or I was green
I'm
swamp.
all white.
Like, one
But
of
you're
the
wearing
heads
all
could be the
black.
new god.
Yeah.
Could be
I
the
have
sex
whiter
swing
skin
god.
than
Black
she
of
does.
soul.
And have white hair.
Sex swing
It's
dragon.
But then
Josh's
she's black.
idea, I don't know.
Sorry,
She does have black smoke
There's
around.
the-
Black smoke,
I'm not always black.
white skinned.
we're not the dragon. That's
Blue
not
or
us.
green.
Oh, he's the dragon.
Blue or green.
We bad guys.
Okay.
That's a mental theory.
No, but it
It's a
kind
good
of works
theory.
apart from the blue.
Yeah.
Okay.
The denim one.
One of us
One.
is not meant to be in this group.
I could be denim.
who is the one that's not
The blue.
you?
Partner.
You're
I
Wait,
don't
no
know.
way. Are you
But
not
no,
the
because I'm
moss?
green
Fabric.
swamp, aren't I? But then maybe I've got
You're
blue
green
skin.
moss.
Is my skin blue?
You're green
So
moss.
you're green because you're a lizard.
You make.
Hey, this is just
Are we
some
right?
existential things that your characters might be going through at this point.
Are we a god?
Is this us?
Are they
White-headed
here to worship
dragon.
us?
No, I've got grey skin.
I think it's a good theory.
Well, let's
I
go
think it's
through
not.
the picture and find out.
You're chalk. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Can I touch the picture?
Yes.
Should we all
Which part do you touch?
Oh, hang on,
I
hang on.
touched
Whoa, whoa,
the-
whoa, whoa. I've got this. Why don't we all touch the colour we think relates to
Like
us?
Power Rangers.
I love Power Rangers.
It's mental.
I touch the reds.
Do we all do like our
I
Zord?
touch.
Do you?
What colours?
Yes.
I mean,
What
you
colours
do
your
know
blood?
the can answer this.
Do you know?
Green.
Your skin
We
is
need,
Moss.
we need to do our power
You're
poses.
moss though.
But I'm
forgot.
swamp. I'm from the swamp.
Yeah, but I'm green moss.
Purpose.
What colour's your blood?
Green.
No, it wasn't green, was
You're
it?
not green.
No,
You're
what,
not
when you
green.
got
Surely you're green.
when you got cut, what colour was your blood?
Thought it was green.
It is green.
Cut me.
Who's? So what are you?
Alright.
What colour?
I'm trying to work
red.
out the blue and green.
Okay, red, white, black, green.
Green.
You must be blue.
You're blue. You're fabric.
All right.
You're a feather boy.
All right.
Did you?
We all cut our arms open and pour blood on this sacrifice. We sacrifice our lives to the
Our
sex god.
interpretation of this is broken too.
We are the Power Rangers.
This is what you thought was gonna. That's how the Power Rangers do it, right? They
Yeah.
all cut their arms, they
Yeah, they sacrifice themselves on the altar.
bleed onto their
Solved.
Zords.
Tim said we solved it.
Did we solve it?
No, you didn't. Nothing happens when you put your hands on the.
What about when we
What
draw
about when
blood?
we shout
You
Power
know.
Rangers?
Is there
Um,
anything behind the picture?
What if we
I-
had
It's literally
pooch
drawn
pals?
onto the stone
Pooch
wall.
pals.
Can I? Just,
Again, when I say mirror,
Pooch
I probably
pals.
should define that it's been drawn directly onto the stone.
We need to
So
write
hang on,
hang on.
Howl poses.
Hey, can I just
You
double
can
check?
try.
Because it's coming fiendish energy, right?
Yeah.
So it's coming out.
We all
of
do
the
like
mirror.
different
Yeah.
moves, right?
How,
Well, how would you like to open it?
open it. I
Or
want to open it.
get behind it, or
It's a
whatever
weird
you want to
move.
do with it. How do you
I
want
just
to
want-
manipulate this mural?
I just want it to be got.
Everybody else is doing
Can
cool shit.
we
And you're
look
just like,
at like the notes in the like the rocks and everything? Is there something that's like red, black, green, white, blue?
The ones that really mean anything at all, the ones you've already harvested.
Okay.
Everything else seems to be
So
gibberish.
maybe I should get in.
Hang on, so let me get this right.
can we not get to the
We
door
literally just went
otherwise?
up to the picture,
No, we can leave
put
it
our
in
hands
how
on
we
the
want
colours.
to.
Cut yourself.
Just
Don't
leave it
put your
like
hands on all
fiendish
the
energy.
colours.
Okay, I didn't
And
want
nothing
to
happened.
No, nothing.
But it's still glowing.
That's dark.
It's not glowing, no. It's radiating
let's
this
burn it.
like
Mm.
aura,
So
but only
it's a wall.
air can.
It's
Yeah,
not
let's
painted.
burn
Oh,
the
you've
wall.
got putting Pep in the
You want to put
sarcophagus
Pip in the
guy.
sarcophagus?
However,
I think
it
it's,
does
I think
have
it needs
5 bloody handprints on each
I
head
did
now.
not cut my hand. And put it
I
on
cut
the
both
It
hands.
has.
that.
It
I
does
cut everybody
have
else's
5 bloody
hands.
hands in there.
paint.
I mean, Pip
I
does.
cut your hand.
Pip has
cut
the
your
most hit points.
What do you mean by that?
You're
got 50.
We're not
volunteering
gonna
yourself.
feed
I
it
will
to a
go
dragon
into
then.
the
Both the crocodile's
sarcophagus.
hands. All 4 of the crocodile's hands.
Crocodile.
So confused.
Oh yeah, let's put the crocodile in.
Yeah, just put the crocodile
Can
on
we
it.
read the notes again?
Who goes first?
You.
You, my new children, will sustain me with your worship. I can survive, and in return, I will grant you favors and make you blurt my adherents. I think my note is from Ewan to the little gold grung,
Yeah.
telling him to bring followers.
Yeah.
That's pretty. I think mine's
Yeah.
easiest.
I think.
What?
Sorry. No.
What little followers I had left all but abandoned me for this new trickster god, the 5-headed dragon that whispers to those in the west.
I still think that that's still from. They're all from the same.
Yeah,
one.
yeah, I agree.
So the trickster god is the dragon.
Yeah, dragon's the bad one.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
Ewan's
Well, I
saying
think
that.
they're
And Ewan's
all-
the one collecting.
yeah.
them.
You
They're
is
all
the sex god.
bad.
So
Yeah.
who
Think
we
American
trust more?
gods.
None of them are good.
Think American gods. It's new gods versus old gods.
So
They're Blackmire gods.
And the thing was destroyed, and Ewan was put in its place. So whether or not it used to be the dragon, I don't know.
in empty.
The church used to be. I don't know.
What do we? Sorry.
Read it.
Excuse me.
It's not for you.
The Dragonborn have also forsaken Khan. He is but a mere shell of his former self and is soon for death, clinging on to existence only by the grace of the dwarves.
So if no, go on.
I can say Khan's the dragon.
Yeah, but the dragonborn that we met was worshipping a different god now, so that makes sense.
So they've forsaken
Can you
Khan.
just say what you need to say?
Can we sorry, thank you very much. Can we tell if there's any other, like, I know that it's sort of, the church has been sunken.
Mhm.
It's all been boarded up.
Mhm.
Can we tell if there's any older religious symbols
Yeah,
or
we
things
haven't
that had
looked for
been,
that.
that were on the walls that were covered up?
Do a investigation check first of all.
Nice.
Anyone who wants to start investigating the place.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut everybody off. 12.
I see him doing it. I've got no idea why I'm doing it, but I'm doing it.
11.
11, 3. 12, 11, 3,
17.
17. Anyone else? Roll a religion check. Pip.
Me?
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you guys off.
12. You do, when you look around the mausoleum, it does have different edifices on the outside, so portraying a different deity, but you don't know enough about the old gods with a roll of a 12 to figure out who that old god is. But it definitely looks.
Who's that?
Do I recognise it?
You can roll a religion check. You can all roll a religion
Can I
check.
roll? I know. I read books.
18. -2.
18. What's it?
16.
16.
In your
14.
phone.
14. I think it's just you two doing it.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
Paying attention.
We solved the mystery of the mural.
It's a sex god.
It's a
Yeah.
sex mural.
We figured it out. I tricked myself.
So this looks like it used to be a church of Khan, the god of justice in the deep earth.
So that's the one that the Dragonborn
That's
used to.
exactly.
So that's the big dragon man with the 5 heads.
God of
Oh.
Justice.
No.
Oh.
But he's the one that the dragon.
Khan,
Justice
Khan is not a
New-
dragon.
New birth.
Oh, but the Dragonborn used to worship it. Is it the Dragonborn
Yes.
of Forsaken it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
It sounds like the dragonborn of forsaken Khan, an old god.
Yeah.
Karn
He's
cast
clinging
out.
on to existence
Right.
only by the grace of the dwarves. So the dwarves are the only
Karn
ones that
is,
believe in
I think,
Khan.
It sounds like the dwarves have forsaken
Become the
Karn.
sex
No,
god.
No,
and
I
Dragonborn.
think Ewan.
have
Oh,
Sorry,
have
was it?
also.
Become you.
I think Ewan,
Ah.
because Ewan references him as
so it sounds like the dragonborn of
These
forsaken
are all
Khan,
Ewan.
Yeah.
They
and the
are,
dwarves
but
are the only one that still
And he's
maintain
where's
worship of
Karn
Khan,
at?
and that's the only reason
So
why he's
Ewan-
still around.
Sorry.
He's the
Ewan's-
god of justice and
The deep earth
I put new birth.
and new birth,
In the note that Annie
not
has,
that old birth.
Deep
Ewan-
birth.
Ewan says that Khan is forsaken from by the Dragonborn.
So Karn's just totally outcast.
Apart from
The
the
dwarves.
dwarves.
Apart from the dwarves,
Yeah.
but what all of the worshipping that is happening now is post Karn.
It's for Ewan.
Yeah, yeah.
Ewan's taken
Is
over his
Ewan.
church.
And do these letters reference
These are from Ewan. I think they're messages from Ewan to Blurp, the
to
golden.
so Karn was in between all of it.
Khan used to
Sorry.
have the church.
Khan's
Used to
an
be,
old god.
Ewan is in between
Khan is an old god.
Karn and
Ewan's an old god.
Blurp.
There you go.
so Khan, no.
They're
Khan
both old
is-
gods.
listen to-
They're both old gods.
Sorry, let me hear.
Ewan and Khan are old gods.
Okay.
This new god, the 5-headed dragon, is new.
Okay.
So it sounds like all of the old gods are weakening.
Okay,
But
got it.
trying to scratch around to get.
I'm going to seal
Sorry,
myself in
I
the
circled the-
sarcophagus.
She's just
Wait,
Sorry.
wait, wait,
Annoyed.
wait, wait. read your one out again.
The worship of your tribe is not enough. Seek out and bring me new worshippers so that I may be sustained. The Avaricus scaled beast grows in power day by day. My power wanes as hers grows, and there are more disturbances in the west, and not just from her. Do not let the old gods die.
To receive my blessings, seal yourself in this sarcophagus. Do not attempt to leave until I bestow unto you a piece of my power. With this go forth and be my champion. Though do not stray from my path, for the gifts I give unto thee can be easily taken. The road without me will be long and cold.
So do you think that the gold grunk has extra special powers from the Ewan?
But there's nothing in this sarcophagus now, so I don't know whether this is just.
Might just need to be
inside.
activated.
I think we should just try it.
I think there's no harm
In locking
in
yourself
locking
into
yourself
the
Putting yourself in the
in
sarcophagus.
It's the
Because
worst that could
to
happen.
receive a gift from an old god. Sex god. It's just another Wednesday.
Damned if we do, damned if we don't, I see.
It's great.
Do you
odds.
trust this sex god?
I trust the sex god. I don't trust the sex god.
As he swings.
I just
between
don't
the
see-
rafters.
Is he still there?
Are you climbing in now?
I
Oh,
just don't
definitely.
think we would have
Yeah.
received this note if it was of not.
Keep doing what you're doing. Let the
Chad, we know
Who's
it's
the
you.
message
Slaves
to?
oh yeah.
Also, you
Oh,
know
yeah.
it only lasts a minute, right?
I thought it was an hour.
No, it's a minute.
Oh
Definitely not.
well. He's still going.
Again, I seal myself. I'm like, please get
Okay.
me out of
do
here.
it. Okay,
I might
do
just
it.
I'll push the
Yeah.
sarcophagus over her.
You seemed a bit too eager.
Um,
to start.
Slowly, the light from the panpipes and Mike's torch is eliminated by the stone lid of the sarcophagus.
Do you have dark
Lay in the
vision?
dark. No.
It is completely silent in here. Like the thickness of the stone completely blocks out all sound and light. And you lay there in the dark. You're not sure. You can hear your own heartbeat. You can hear your own breathing. Like you might have been in here a minute. It could have been 10 minutes.
I'm chilling.
Roll a religion check for me, please.
17.
17. As you're laying there on the cold stone, you start to hear whispers. And then you hear a voice come to you. My champion is already chosen.
Is it Blurb?
He brings me many worshippers.
So
And
it's
he is.
Blurb.
I have given him my power.
What's the power?
Power of voodoo.
The power of
What's the
voodoo.
power?
Who did?
You do. You still.
There is a force rising in the west. If you wish to prove yourself to me, you will bring me more worshippers to sustain myself.
You sound kind of evil.
Can you translate it
Are you evil?
Do this, and I will make you my adherent.
Are you?
I shall give you the vestige of his power.
Are you the good guy? Or
Good.
do you just want more slaves?
Only doom will come to all living things if the new gods take power in this land. They just want death and destruction.
So why won't you still help me? You can have more than one champion.
I cannot.
Yes, you can.
That's not how it works.
You make the rules.
I am too weak to bestow any more of my power unto only one mortal.
How can we help?
Bring me more worshippers.
How do we get the power from Blurb?
If you can best him, then you will prove yourselves a greater champion.
Sweet. I push the lid.
Underneath, you just see the lid go. Tuk,
Oh.
'cause you
I
have
start to
a- you have
panic.
an 8 string. No one does anything
You
around
let
me.
me know. You-
I lift it
Thank you.
Okay, you just
Fuck you.
pick it up.
and look at you,
Um,
kind of alarmed.
and fresh air piles in.
How was it in there?
Let's go kill Blurb.
What? Whoa, 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 whoa.
I mean,
You want to kill your own grunt?
listen.
What happened?
A sex god came and spoke to me, and now I want to kill my own kind.
Seems
I like the
rough.
sound.
All right. I don't
Um,
like that.
He seems concerned, and I can't tell if he's the good guy or the bad guy, but he's an old god, and you know about them, right?
Are we good guys or are we bad guys?
Undetermined right now.
So
All
we're
of
sex
the-
gods, which
all of the all of the bad feels are from the visions of the new gods, right? The-
So when you did your, what was it called? It was what was the power that you used? To detect?
divine sense.
Divine sense. When you used divine sense, it wasn't just from here.
Right.
I mean, obviously, Costa's pinged, but it was also the necromantic magic from the tunnels that pinged out as well, and the power that seemed to be over the worshippers seemed to be also negative,
So the two visions that I had, those are both new gods.
presumably. Zugtamoy.
From as far as I can work out.
They didn't seem great.
Yeah.
They were not all
Neither
cherubs and roses.
neither of these sound great.
at least it wasn't 1,000 mushrooms this time.
Yeah, it's better.
Let's go kill the grung. And get Marielle.
Yep.
I'm up for that.
Keeping a load of
Accomplish one of
followers
our
against the
side
will
quests.
doesn't seem.
How long
Yep.
does your pass without trace last?
Up to an hour.
Cool. It's still in effect.
Let's. We all are all in agreement that either way we should kill Blurb, right? Because
Yes.
he's been keeping
Definitely.
slaves.
Yes.
Okay. We go back upstairs and sneak up to Blurb.
Cool. You get back up to the main chamber, and you still hear the familiar sound of the chanting, and the sound of people just praying to this altar. You look around, you can't immediately see Blurb.
Was nobody else still up there?
Oh, there's an unconscious grunt.
There is an unconscious grung.
There's also,
Is it still there?
Yes.
there's also an unconscious Marielle.
There's also a blanket
Wait,
with
you-
a form
you got
underneath
her
it.
Under a blanket.
How did you knock her out?
She's praying. So, like little back of the dagger, dong, back of the head.
Yeah.
Job done.
Blurb.
You shout burp. It echoes through the room, but it gets no response.
Blurb, blurb, blurb.
Again, no response.
Can I track Blurb?
Yeah,
See.
roll.
Roll tracker.
Yeah, it would be survival.
14 plus 8. Oh no, sorry. 7.
So what?
14 plus 7.
21. Cool. You track its footfalls, like around where, if you talk to Mike, near where it padded down, checked on the unconscious grung, saw the sphere, and then the footprints disappear. It's not like you lose track of them; they just go away.
Huh.
Like there's no more steps
That's obviously
to
the power that we've been given by Ewan.
So he's invisible?
them. Invisibility would still leave a physical trace.
Mm.
It's just like he's either jumped really high, or
Which he has.
teleported.
I look up.
You see a swinging No, you don't.
No.
Last for a minute. Roll a perception check for me, please. In fact, why don't you all roll a perception check?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Yay. 20.
20,
14.
14,
14.
14,
11.
11,
So,
7. Now I need everybody to roll initiative.
Oh.
Natural 1.
Natural 1.
you were caught. Though. You were caught.
Pip, what do you get in
Natural
total?
1.
What in total?
And then plus 5.
So 6. Parter,
17.
17. Mike,
14.
14. Chad,
9.
9. Aya,
Natural 1 minus 1 for me.
okay. And
Um,
Costas?
And 15 for Costas.
Whoa. Go Costas.
Justice?
Bando happens with me.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Uh-oh.
God damn.
1, 2, 3. So, fortunately, you go first in initiative. Your keen furbog senses, your ears prick up, and you hear these light footfalls behind you, and you turn around in time to see this golden-skinned grung trying to sneak up behind you with 2 short swords drawn, about to stab you in the back. What do you do?
Cut his face.
Really?
So he's trying to sneak up on me.
Yep. But you are too keen of ear.
Too keen of ear. I naturally pull out my flame blade.
Yep.
And just go.
And stab him. Okay, cool.
Straight
I
up.
couldn't really tell what from this angle.
Yeah, oh yeah. Sorry.
What did you do?
Just out of fear, I just conjured up my flame blade.
Above the table.
Flamblade.
Above the table. I went,
Yeah.
Flamblade.
Flamblade.
You
This
hit
must
her
have
in the face
creamed some
like 3
backwards.
times.
Wow.
Wow, look at that
I've never
train.
seen that.
Wow.
Whoa.
Starfish tastes bad.
Can everyone
Can you
just
see my
appreciate
guts?
that?
Oh, you didn't come with us.
Cool
before,
cookie.
did you?
Cool
There
cookie.
were signs in the starfish bit. And one of
Cool
them was,
cookie.
How did
it
it
was
go
just
on my
like,
cookie?
wow. And then a
You have
fact,
to see the
but it
show
was just
now.
like,
You can
wow,
deal with that.
starfish tastes terrible. And then the other one was just a giant star sign that said, can you see my guts?
Wow, look at my guts.
Can you see my guts?
Wow, starfish taste terrible.
So, Pater, you turn around to be face to face with this golden grung, clad in completely soot black leather armor,
He's so black.
brandishing blackened short swords. And he's about to stab you in the back. What do you do?
Spin round, go.
Seems to work.
And as I scream like that, my instinct is to go like that,
Yeah.
and
With
flame
what?
blade comes
Oh,
out.
flame.
Flamblade.
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 And my next instinct is just to just go.
And cut him in twain.
I feel on edge now.
I'm really
Sorry.
scared.
So you evoke a fiery blade in your free hand. The blade is similar in size and shape to a scimitar and lasts for the duration, which is up to 10 minutes. If you let go, the blade disappears, but you can evoke the blade again as a bonus action. You can use action to make a melee spell attack with a fire blade. On a hit, the target takes 3d6 fire damage. So why don't you roll to hit with your spell attack modifier, which is at the top of your spell section on your character sheet.
+5.
Yes. What do you get?
Can I roll luck again? Have I used all my luck?
I think you've only used luck once.
That's all this long.
I'll use my luck once more. I'll use my luck again.
It
Do you
failed.
roll into a cup?
Gone down.
Gone forever.
Literally missed everything.
All right,
Including
one
the table.
second.
Do you not have spares in your little chest?
Is it? Is it actually?
It doesn't count as an tray.
Oh,
I still.
How did you manage to get it completely off the table?
I got excited. Hey, that was on
It said
15.
15.
So 20.
I'd like to use
In
my
the
luck.
dice tray this time, if you please.
Sorry.
20 hits.
Yeah.
Roll
Cool.
3d6 fire damage.
4.
Yep.
1. 6.
416.
4, 1,
So that's
6.
11 points of fire damage as the grung squeals as you stab it with this fiery scimitar.
How does it score?
I'm very disturbed by that noise.
Yeah, it's not good for you.
Can
Costas.
Costas reach the grung?
Oh, my bad. You're the only person that passed the perception roll on surprise round. We're on surprise.
So he goes again.
So you don't go. So it
Can you
goes
not
along.
just move him to the...
Bear with me.
this is a mental way to operate.
Oh my god.
Here we go. It's my go.
I'm up next.
Nope. He's going to move you.
I'm gonna plan my next attack.
Grease.
Grease.
So we all know it's going to be grease.
He tries to shank you with both of the short swords.
Here comes my grease.
What damage did it take?
Hits. And the first one.
Wait.
And will hit on the second one. Well, 18, AC 18. 1-8.
Mm-hmm.
And the first one he has. Oh, because he didn't surprise you, so he doesn't have sneak attack.
Good.
Curses. Okay, so he just does his normal short sword damage.
You blur.
Yeah.
Don't
Blur.
make fun of me.
Blur.
No, does it? You take 15 points of piercing damage
That's what
as
you
he
get.
stabs you twice with the short swords.
Ow!
It
That's
just gets
fair.
under your ribs. And then he takes a bonus action to disengage and moves back 30 feet away from you.
Disengage.
Disengage. We go back to the top,
we go.
which is Parter.
God.
But it's still a surprise round.
No, surprise round is over now.
Oh, you do it.
But I still moved.
And Chaz will follow.
He fell.
You're not even in it anymore.
This is gone.
Surprise round.
Sorry, Chad. There you go. Let's Chad down.
That's
Oh, it's
green.
on the table.
Oh, is it? Okay, so carry on.
Slowly
Parter, what do you want to do?
You're not even.
He doesn't care. Who cares?
There you go.
Yeah. Parter's back in the game.
You could destroy this
You can
before
knock
we
the
even get a
crocodile off.
10.
That's fine.
I
Why?
can't, 'cause
Nobody will
I've
care.
not got many.
Okay.
Nobody will care.
Costas along.
So,
Intimidate
Sparta
them.
go.
Okay.
Bye, Costas.
Costas.
Pet boyfriend.
He's picking on my crocodile.
I wouldn't do that.
You had a reptile here the whole time. You're super muscly.
Right under your nose.
Big ol' heavy tail.
Not interested.
So he's moved 30 feet away from me.
That's
right?
why
Yeah,
I
yeah.
gotta tell the crocodile. I'm not interested.
I'm going to stagger
That's
after
me,
him,
that
Okay.
crocodile.
screaming.
Why
would you do that
to me?
And then like hold him aside.
Yeah.
I'm going to get 20 feet forward, so
Mhm.
10 feet from him.
Okay.
And then I'm going to chuck some poison spray at him.
Nice.
Chuck it.
To be like, you're a bad person. As I'm like,
Why don't you roll to hit with your poison spray?
I mean, oh no.
Oh, the creature must be. Sorry. Constitution saving throw. Or take poison damage, of which he is immune to.
Oh.
Idiot.
Oops.
I
So
didn't
you
know
cover
that.
him in
Oopsies.
poison, and he just breathes it like a fresh breath of
So I don't
summer's
need to roll.
air.
I don't need to roll.
You don't.
At least you'll know now that there's no point in using poison.
Costas.
We knew that when.
Secretly, I knew.
We knew that when Pip tried it.
Can Costas reach the grung? The
I'm going to say you're all grouped up, so you're still all about 30 feet roughly away from him.
Okay.
So yes, you could. You could
Um,
waddle. What's his movement actually? You tell me.
He's 20 feet moving, 30 feet swimming.
Oh right, yeah. So he can't quite get up into
Okay.
melee range.
He will just waddle towards him.
He can hold his breath.
He will waddle towards him and hold his breath for
Okay.
no reason.
Cool. But up to 15 minutes.
But well, there you go, the whole round.
I mean, you can
Weird
take.
flex.
Yeah.
Just to show off.
For the record, I can also hold my breath.
Mike,
We
what's
don't
up?
have time for this.
Which one?
You still have 4 meteorites orbiting your head.
Oh shit, I forgot. Okay, I'll whack one at him.
You can do 2 if you want.
No, I'm gonna bowl one.
Yep.
Oh, you were stealthing this whole time with 2 meteorites.
4 meteorites.
4 meteorites.
And you
how
lot
good she
didn't
is.
notice that
Well,
I
you left
disappeared and
it.
came back.
What's your spell save DC?
14.
He just saves. So he takes half damage. So roll 3d6 and takes half the amount of fire damage.
Cocked.
Okay. I
4,
believe you.
5, 4.
So that's 13. So takes 6 fire damage. Got it. As one of your meteorites explodes just next to him, you manage to partially leap out the way,
Yep.
but you still get singed up the right-hand side of his body.
As a bonus action,
Yes.
I throw another one.
Okay. Yes, you can.
I thought one would do enough, but it didn't.
Roll your. Oh, and I've got roll to get out of the way. That's the same roll he did list. Yep. So he's still past it. So roll 3d6.
1,
2.
3.
So 5. So he takes 2 points of damage. He's still kicking. That's me.
This is a hardy grung.
He certainly is.
He's a leader.
Goldie
And
Brown.
gold.
He's a gold leader. He's a kickball champion.
He just needs to see sex.
I don't think that will help.
That'll help.
So the closest thing to him
The room.
is a 50-50 on you and the crocodile. The crocodile hasn't done anything.
Message got him out
So I
of
think he's
the
going to
room.
attack Parter.
Again.
Attack Potter.
Who is on 15?
It was.
So he's going to mosey up to you. He's still got no. Actually, he's not.
Good. He's scared of me.
What he's going to do, he's going to run into that 15-foot sphere of darkness that you still have going
Oh, clever.
and disappears into that.
Oh no.
And then out of the darkness,
How?
Hmm?
How would he disappear?
because it's just a big
Complete
ball
darkness.
of complete darkness, magical darkness.
So he
that
can do whatever he wants in that darkness.
it doesn't stop you from moving into it. It's just a complete ball of darkness. And from out of that darkness, an arrow shoots out. And we'll figure out who he aims at. 2, 3, 4, 5, and Costas makes 6.
We're on a different level, though. We're on a different level.
We're not
1,
all-
2,
all
3,
the same
4,
level.
5, Aya.
I haven't moved. All right.
And because he's
Doesn't
hidden, he gets sneak attack damage.
Great. That sounds nice.
Ugh. He would roll with disadvantage as well, actually, because he's in total darkness. So 9 plus 6, 15.
Does not hit.
The second arrow lances out. Ooh. Ooh. That's cocked. 2 17s.
Nope.
So plus 6, so it's
Oh,
23.
Yes, it does hit me.
Cool. You take 4d6 piercing damage. 3, 8. 12 points of piercing damage as the arrow gets in your untowardly sturdy armour. Not often do you get hit.
Ouch.
You feel that unfamiliar trickle of warm blood flowing down your clavicle
Blue
and onto your
blood.
arm, your
You
blue
look-
blood,
Do you lick it?
of course. And he remains in the sphere of darkness. Chad.
So I got turned around. I thought I was on a different level than where the grung was. I
You're
thought
all
you and
in
me
the
were
main
on-
church area.
Okay. So, all the worshippers on this level.
Yeah, you're sort of fighting in amongst them, like they were obstacles, if you will.
So my minor illusion is still back in another room.
Yes.
But it's gone now anyway. It's only a minute.
Yeah, it
long.
lasts a minute, so
Oh,
it probably would have.
shit.
You can test it again. if you
Yeah.
want.
I don't think I will. Can I tell who's causing damage at this point?
You know, it's emanating from this magical sphere of darkness. And technically, Mike could cancel this any time on her go. When it gets to her go.
But she hasn't.
Not yet. Until the grung entered it, it didn't seem really necessary to waste time on dispelling it.
Plus three,
Can I
hold on,
tell that the damage is coming from this circle?
Oh, you definitely know that the arrow is being fired from there.
I'm gonna cast grease on this circle.
Okay. What's the verbal component?
Yeah,
There
of
it
grease?
is.
Oh no.
Grease, grease. It's hard to beat. Cast it now. What a treat. Slip and slide. Go for a ride. Whoever falls, remember I tried.
Oh.
Dexterity saving throw. Natural 20.
Oh,
Oh.
what a
He's
dick.
fine. I'm sure we'll
Um,
all fall.
Yeah,
on it.
you're all
Okay.
gonna just go like that. Yeah.
Do you cast it? Do you want to move anywhere? Or do you
I
have
don't
a
know
bonus
else to
action?
move at this point. I guess towards the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The screaming door.
The screaming door that's not screaming anymore.
Yeah, that is now closed.
Yeah.
Cool. Pip.
I'm going to cast Hail of Thorns, and
Okay.
then I am just going to shoot into the darkness.
Cool.
But I also can take 2 actions, so I do it twice.
So with the attack action, you have to attack twice, but your Hail of Thorns is a spell.
It's a bonus action.
Oh, bonus action. So you can only cast it using a bonus action, not your full action. So you could shoot twice
Yeah.
and cast Hail of Thorns.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't affect both shots. Don't
I
believe.
can't do it first.
Next time you hit a creature.
Okay.
So it'll be you cast it as a
Sure.
bonus action, and then one of your 2 attacks, depending on if either of them hit. So if the first one hits, then the second one doesn't get Hail of Thorns.
Okay.
If you've missed on the first one but hit the second one,
Yeah.
that gets Hail of
Okay.
Thorns. If you miss with both, the Hail of Thorns persists until the next
Okay,
round,
cool.
and
I'll
you
do
can do it again. Yeah. So roll to hit with disadvantage because he's in a sphere of darkness.
With my bow,
Yes.
which is plus 10. So 12 plus 10, so 22.
Yep. We got to roll with disadvantage because he's
Oh,
in
sorry.
a sphere of darkness.
17, so 12. 22.
22. Yeah, that'll hit.
And then
So you do one. Is it your longbow or shortbow?
I only have a longbow.
Longbow. So it's 1d8
1d8.
plus.
5.
Oh, hold on. Dexterity saving throw, which it fails. So you need to do 1d8 and 1d10.
So 1d8 plus 5
Yep.
is 8.
Yep.
And then 1d10.
Yes.
What's that for?
A Hail of Thorns.
Oh, sorry. 6. Is that? No, 9. Is that 6
Yeah,
or 9?
9.
That's 9.
9.
Cool. So 8, 9, 17. 17 points of damage. Jeez.
Whoa.
Does that count as both attacks, or then do I do
No,
another
you
one?
can do another one.
Cool.
Roll with disadvantage
Is
though.
it still alive?
You don't know. It's in complete sphere of darkness.
So 8
Be a puddle of
plus
goo.
10, so
Can't do that
18,
until-
18 hits.
and then 1d5. 1d8, sorry.
1d8 plus 5.
Plus 5.
Yeah.
3 plus 5.
8. Got it.
And
Cool.
then Bando.
Yes. What would you like Bando to do?
Fly above and poo on him.
Bite his head off. Claw
If
his
he goes,
face.
he doesn't have dark vision, does he? So if he goes into it, he'll just be blind.
No.
Dark
it
vision
works.
wouldn't work in magical darkness. It only works in like a low light condition, like a normal.
I'm gonna get him to hold his action until the darkness is gone.
Ow.
Oh, Tim.
Ow.
yeah. You're up.
What's everyone's hit points?
15.
21.
23.
Okay. What? 28,
38.
15.
38, 15.
23.
21.
Okay. I will cast Aid on me, Chad, and Parter. Those are the lowest, right? And then that you all get 5.
Thank you.
Add 5 to your maximum hit points and current hit points.
What's that?
I'm casting Aid.
Oh, nice.
Are
Yeah.
all of us?
So add 5 to my
No.
maximum.
Just us 3.
Thanks.
Sorry.
Any more?
So I increase
But
my
I-
maximum as well.
You can keep just temporarily.
So there's a field in there called temporary hit points. Put 5 in that. And they go first as well. So if you take damage, take them from your temporary hit points first.
But it, 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 adds to your yours. That makes sense.
So even if you're at full health, you'd get that additional 5 above what you normally could have if you're at full health.
And because I get it,
Yeah.
and it's a spell.
Costas gets it.
Thank you.
Because your symbiotic relationship with your crocodile.
My symbiotic relationship with my fiendish crocodile.
It's unhealthy.
Would you like to move anywhere?
No. I'm just gonna keep my eye on the darkness.
Groovy.
Thank you.
Parter,
All right.
you're up.
He's still in the grease, in the darkness, right?
You presume? Yeah. Well, yeah. You've not seen him emerge.
My head's spinning a little bit. So I'm going to wild shape and then I'm going to do a bonus action. Hidden step.
What are you going to wild shape into?
Because I'm in a little bit of a tiz.
Yeah.
The first thing that comes to my head, because I'm surrounded by lots of amphibians, I'm going to turn into a giant lizard.
Okay.
3
another
giant
one.
Are you feeling a little bit intimidated right now?
No, I just feel like
He's gonna be a
everybody just
giant
wants to be
one.
me. That's fine.
I think I was
suspicion that you've had for a
inspired
while.
by a little disc rider.
I saw this coming a
Yeah.
mile away.
Which
Right.
lizard is bigger?
It's your. Sorry?
Which lizard? Like, is he as
Well,
big as my
when you say
crocodile?
giant lizard.
Yeah.
Oh, that is potentially a large creature. So it would be
Not
bigger
that large.
than. It would be about equatable with the giant crocodile.
It's fine.
But both are bigger than you.
It's a large beast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
temporarily.
It's
You
still
can
going to
spot
be.
Yeah, it's large
stuff
beast.
a mile away.
So it's equatable
It's
to
still
the
gonna be
crocodile, the
heavy.
18-foot long crocodile, but it's probably shorter, but taller, more compact, like corned
You're
beef,
an alligator.
Sort of, yeah.
or like a big iguana.
Why didn't you just do that
Iguana.
before? Why did you have to be swallowed by a crocodile? Why didn't you just turn it
I forgot.
Well, you forgot.
Oh, you forgot, right? Leave me alone.
So that was your action. And
That's
your
my
bonus
action.
action to do.
Bonus action, I'm going to cast Hidden Step.
What's
So
that?
as a bonus action, turn invisible until the start of my next turn.
Ooh.
I attack or deal damage or force a saving throw once per short rest.
So yeah, you're invisible. Would you like to move while you're invisible?
Yeah, I'm going to get not too close, but closer.
To the sphere of darkness.
Yeah.
Groovy. Costas.
Oh,
Casters?
and he can't see anything?
No, it's a big sphere of darkness.
Okay.
Magical darkness.
He is going to hold his action.
Yep.
And if that grung appears, he's going to snap and try and eat him.
Mike. You're up. Or you are up rather than you're up.
Europe.
So we think that he's in the darkness, right?
He entered darkness and no one see him exit. A shot has been fired on his turn. Shot's been fired into it.
Sorry, I was reading something. Say it again.
Yes, you think he's in there.
Ask a question. And then you know what to
Yeah, you think he's in there.
I will use Expeditious Retreat again.
Okay.
To go as close as I can to the where I think he'll be. I'm not in the ring.
You can get to the sphere without using expeditious retreat. Just with your normal movement.
You can also cancel the darkness.
I will, but
Okay.
can he see out of the darkness?
No.
Okay, that's fine then. Okay, I won't use it then. I'll go up to it, to where I think he will be.
Okay. Are you going to enter the darkness?
No.
Okay. So just on the outskirts of it.
Can I? Is my darkness? Can I see in it?
You cast it on other people, make them blind.
Okay, forget that. I'm going to go to where I think he'll be. I'm not going to enter the darkness and then just turn it off.
Okay.
But I want to have my daggers ready.
You can just do that. You can move.
Yep.
You can cancel it as a free action.
Yep.
And then you can carry on moving and still have an action once he's revealed to you.
Yep.
So you do that. So you cancel it, and he's about 8 feet away from you.
Yep.
Really low, and he looks like he's muttering something, like trying to cast a spell.
Uh-huh.
And then he looks over to you.
Yep.
You can still move.
Can
if you
I
want
still move and attack?
Yes.
I move and attack
Just with your daggers.
with my daggers.
Roll a dexterity saving throw for me, please.
I don't want to do it. 19.
19. You
Wait.
don't. Oh wait.
Oh, I know what you're gonna say. 19.
19. You do not slip on the grease cast
Okay.
by Chad on the floor. Your feet goes out slightly, and then you
Yep.
Somebody
keep it.
know.
Yep.
and you move over to him,
Yep.
and you're going to
It's
stab
gonna
him.
be me.
My 2 daggers.
Yeah.
I want them to go back in the neck.
Roll hit.
Am I
We'll
just
do the
going-
first one. Yeah.
Do I plus anything?
Yeah, you'll attack
Sorry,
bonus on you. Imagine like something probably +4, +5.
That's 5. 18.
18, that hits.
15.
15 does not hit. So 1d4 +3.
1d4.
+3.
5.
5. Takes a further damage.
A fav.
Does it go in his neck?
It goes into his neck.
But the other one goes, ooh.
Yeah, the
Also,
one
we
can't
can see
goes
him,
up.
which is really good.
Yeah.
Yes. He
Oh,
was about to.
does a crocodile snap at him?
No, because he didn't move anywhere.
Okay, fair.
And now we can see the crocodile.
Okay.
We're not going to get close to
Fine.
that. What should he do? I was planning on something else.
Muttering.
Bando held his action until he was revealed. Does that mean that he has to wait until he moves?
So with a held action, you can't
Yeah.
use your movement.
Okay.
So you move up to like a position, and then you hold your action there.
Okay.
Because he doesn't have any range attack,
Yeah.
he can't attack
fine.
the creature that's like more than 5 feet away from him.
That's fine.
Same as the crocodile.
Okay.
Like he's too far away. But if he comes to him before it gets to Bando's turn, then Bando can attack him because he's got
Told you
his
you should
held
have
action.
You should have put it in. Wasted 10.
Flown over and
Plus D10 for embarrassment.
He runs away towards the crowd, the people. You get attack of opportunity with your dagger. Roll to hit.
the crowd of people still there.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Still praying.
No, I thought they'd gone. I thought it was just a
Nope.
17.
17. That hit. That does not hit. No, that does hit. Sorry. 1d4 +3.
7.
7.
7.
So you got 4 plus.
Yeah.
As he tries to rock
Why
mark.
are you making me get up my counting?
Because
7.
7?
Oh, well, I didn't expect you to.
Did I kill
As
him?
yes.
Wait.
As he tries to get away, you just
Well done.
plunge your dagger into the side of his other neck as he turns around.
Is it
Tries
other
to run
neck?
away.
Side of his other neck.
His other, he has 2 necks.
Well,
He's a
next is-
five-
That's one of the boons of
Five-headed
being the
dragon.
adherent of
Stab all his
Kuan
necks.
is that you get 2 necks. You stab him on the other side of his neck, and like just rake it across it to the back of his spinal cord, and you just feel that pop as you get one of his vertebrae, and he just all of his motor functions go. He just collapses to the floor on the grease, and the grease just allows him just to keep going ever so slowly as he's dead, like slightly spinning, like very unceremoniously to the edge of the stage, and just slides off the stage.
It's so
And
dramatic.
they keep sliding halfway down.
Where's the crocodile?
For him.
Keeps that.
The
Is
crocodile
it sliding into his mouth?
very slowly in the Costas' mouth
Perfect.
and is gone.
Perfect. You said he could eat this one. You
No, I
did.
didn't.
Yes, you did.
I never.
I heard that.
I never
I
gave
definitely heard
permission
it.
for more grunts to be eaten.
You're welcome, Costas.
Yes. And we are out of initiative, and we are done with this episode. Yes.
I'm a lizard.
So I'd like to thank my players Ellie, Josh, Annie, Khalil, and Alice. If you'd like to plug your social media accounts, now is the perfect time to do so.
At Ellie Bath.
At MCM Josh.
At Annie_Squirrel.
At Chad Max, Fury Road.
ALCYE.
And I'm at MCM_Tim. Just remember, if you don't know what to do, roll over and die. Well,
Here.
Open the door!
Back